It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Atlanta Hawks today. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Pass to Young. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Here's Ware. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Eric Spoelstra gave me a few minutes to catch up. Now, I talked with him about the challenges of guarding someone like Trae Young. Coach said, as soon as he crosses half court, you got to be on him. I told our guys, no separation. Of course, this defense will have to be very aggressive if they hope to stop Trae. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. And a miss there on the triple. To the middle. Here's Risacher. Here's Okongwu.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. On the wing, Wiggins. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
And Wiggins anticipated that one. He saw the foul coming, and he made sure to get that one off.
And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 Conference Finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck and middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that. They'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space, just clanked it.
Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hero. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Fires the 3. Kept alive. Okongwu. And Adebayo sends it back. Pass to Risacher. Back to Johnson. Tries again. Here's Okongwu.
Bam Adebayo just playing hard on defense, contesting shots and staying active.
And now here comes Young leading the break. It's stolen by Adebayo. Works for 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And Young, here we go. Johnson inside. Great D that time from Adebayo. The Heat with the lead. Burks with it. Wiggins outside. And he makes good on the layup.
And how about Wiggins' ability to slither in there and slip past the contact for a finish?
You know, Brent, when you wonder why GMs take a risk on project big men, Bam Adebayo is an example of why they do just that.
Yeah, Kevin, it's not always about the project working out. It's about teams that have a plan for the project. And certainly Miami was able to do that. And you have to credit Bam. He put the work in. The guy has been solid. He's an all-star. He's continuing to improve, and he gives you everything on both ends of the floor every night.
Here's Risacher. Kicks it out to Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. Shot to stop the run. And Adebayo sends it back.
Are we sure that Bam's not wearing a watch out there? Perfect timing.
Burks with the steal. Pass to Adebayo. Again, the Heat good for 2. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Their defense has been so aggressive right out of the gate, wasting no time shutting shooters down here with authority.
Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Barry, they're gonna grind it out.
This team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big three, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
In the corner, it's Wiggins. 5 to shoot. Pass to Adebayo. Offline with the baseline jumper.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
1 quarter in the books. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Now, Hero hasn't made one yet. The shot by Adebayo, no good. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. They trail by 3.
And there's some agility as Trae Young maneuvers to the shot he wants.
Here's Hero. Here's Burks. Good ball movement here by Miami. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Young with no one around. Hits the three-point bomb. Young's got 5 points in the quarter. Outside, Hero. With some arc, and that's 2 points on the layup.
That's what Hero is. He's a shot maker, a guy who figures out ways to put the ball into the bucket.
Here's Rizachet. Out to the wing. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Daniel. Shoots over Burks. Here's Rizachet. Wiggins with some nice D.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks. Well, Brent, since entering the NBA, Tyler Hero has been a constant scoring threat.
Yeah, Kevin, the scoring for Tyler Hero is always going to be there. He is a bucket, but the defensive improvement and really just the physicality that he needs to play with. Those are areas that Tyler could shore up a little bit to make sure he's on the floor for some of the biggest moments of a season.
Here's Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Adebayo's got his second basket.
Bam knowing what to do. He's owning the feed right now.
And Tyler Hero gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here is Daniels. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Okongwu. No good from outside.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Pass to Burks. Adebayo the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Burks. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, you know, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
The Heat leading by 5. Pass to Hero. Loads it up for Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
That's everything you want there. Bam Adebayo up there, vertical, good hands, and the big throwdown.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
And here is Hero. After Jalen Johnson getting his shot to go from deep. Back to Hero. Wiggins from outside. They get the rebound. The Hawks trailed by 4. Here's Risacher. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I like the movement from the rookie, Zachary Risacher.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. I mean, you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Kicks it out to Love. Pass to Jovic. Mitchell with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Shot left block. Love, no good. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. .26 seconds left in the first half. A wide open look here for Okongwu. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. 11 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Outside Robinson. Pass to Love. And here's Mitchell from the arc. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's Atlanta as they go on a 10-0 run to end the period. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. The Heat trailed by 3. Pass to Hawkins. Outside Robinson. And here's Love from the arc. The rebound by Niang. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Greg, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
His 3-pointers off the mark. And here is Mitchell. Still without a basket. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Atlanta leading by 3. LeVert with the wide open look. No good with the triple. Pass to Robinson. Heat moving the ball around. To the paint. Let's go. Robinson on the wing. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Robinson's got the game tied up here for the Heat.
And Duncan Robinson, he will do that.
The three. Krejci, no good. Outside Robinson. Mitchell outside. Back to Robinson. It's a pick by Love. Out to the right wing. Pocket 4. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Rebound by the Hawks.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Niang. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. For the lead. And that one's good, Mitchell. And the Heat lead by 2.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
And it's LeVert missing.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Krejci. Now Niang. No scoring in this one. Capella with the bucket.
Capella is sort of the prototypical role guy, right? Going straight from the solid screen to elevating and being open.
Here's Mitchell, and he banks in the layup. Mitchell's got his second bucket.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
That one goes. Count it.
I like it when Capella looks to score like this, especially when he's got that kind of positioning.
Now, here's Mitchell. .106 left in the third. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Krejci. Finished off the break. And that'll tie this game up.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
Now, here's Mitchell. Stolen by LeVert. For the lead. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Davion Mitchell.
Capella's got to use the tools that he has, and it's that size on offense that he can command the defense's attention.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish. This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
Robinson on the wing. And that one is off. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Hawks ahead, leading by just one.
The Hawks, 35.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. The Hawks leading. Here's Krejci. Okongwu. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Atlanta.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the three ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
Pass to Adebayo. Outside, Hero. Inside, here's Ware. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Back to Burks. Shoots over LeVert. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Just 3 to shoot. Pass to Ware. Buries the long-range jumper.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And Brent, the super team era is indeed coming to a close. The Miami Heat, one of the most successful examples.
Yeah, Kevin, you're obviously referring to the Heatles with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I think there are some fans out there that go back to when it was that they had that press conference and were throwing up 6, 7, 8. And so 2 titles, yes, of course, amazing. Chances to win championships, amazing. Could there have been more? Possibly. That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul, still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Aston Niang. Good on the triple. Niang's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
That's good by Hero.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
Team foul number 4.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one.
Number 1, James Johnson.
Pass to Okongwu. Back to Johnson. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. The Heat trailed by 4. Burks looking around. Outside, Hero. Plays it up off the glass. Hero's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, the paint can open up for Hero because he's such a good shooter, smart to attack. He had a chance to do it there.
Johnson outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Hawks lead by 4.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Krejci, no good. And here are the Heat.
Adebayo is by no means an ordinary big in this league. He's just one of the few players in the NBA who can legitimately guard 1 through 5, a true defensive anchor.
And Adebayo drops them both.
You might want to think twice before sending him to the line again. He gets locked in when the game gets close.
.144 left to play here in the fourth. And Adebayo throws it down.
Bam stepping up and making a huge play for his team that time.
Pass to Krejci. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Okongwu with it. Hero. Krejci with the rebound. Okongwu with it. It's LeVert on the wing. Okongwu a screen. To the inside. Taken away. And they're on the break. pass to Hero. .43 seconds left in the game. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Atlanta Hawks. The lead is 2. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Perfect from the line. It's now a 2-possession game.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Atlanta making a switch here. He's able to hit the second one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
If he hits all of those, they're feeling a lot more comfortable. But now, still a 1-possession game.
And good recognition there from Trey. It's part of his role. He's got to find open guys.
Works for 3. The rebound by Johnson. And that's an intentional foul.
Bam Adebayo. First personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Shooting for Atlanta.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
Can't waste any time here.
Well, it's probably a little bit too late here, but you really need to score a bucket here to stay alive.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. And so it's Atlanta with the W. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.